Before we install our theme, let's take a few minutes to familiarize ourselves with the WordPress dashboard and what we can do here. So, as I mentioned in the previous video, WordPress was originally designed for blogs. We're not really going to use it that way, but if you do want to add a blog to your site, you can very easily. And here is where you would add new posts and then write about whatever it is that you want to discuss on your blog. And you can very easily add new posts with content. And you can use the Add Media button to upload images or sound or whatever you want to include in your blog posts. So that's very easy. Similarly, pages work in a very similar way, but they're designed to be more static content. So that's going to be what we are going to be using our website for, because it's just going to be a static way of showing people about your app. Comments, if you want to allow comments on your site, this is where you manage them. We're not going to be doing that, so I'll jump past that. Appearance is where we're going to be most focused. So we'll start by installing our theme, and then there's a huge amount that you can edit here with menus, widgets, and you can even edit the source code of the whole theme and site if you want to. Plugins, WordPress has a huge range of plugins that you can add to add all sorts of functionality to your site. Again, we're not going to go into these now, but there's a huge range of things that you can do, from checking that your theme is up to date to creating a whole social network. Finally then, down the left, we've got some options for users, which we probably won't be using, and some specific tools, and then some settings, which we'll be looking into later on. For now though, we're going to focus on themes. So we're going to get the look and feel of our website up and running as quickly as possible. It's worth mentioning that WordPress has a huge range of free themes that you can use, and you can just search them for particular keywords or have a look through the most popular ones right there, and you can install them right there as well if you want to. But we're going to go for this particular theme, so Appz Theme Shaker. So I'd recommend a quick Google Appz Theme Shaker download to get the download page. And that should give you this page at themeshaker.com. So there it is. And then just click the download button to download the theme file. And then in WordPress, click Upload Theme. Then we just select the file that we've just downloaded, and that will then upload that to our WordPress site and install the theme for us. So let's take a look. We can do a live preview if we want, but we're going to go straight to activation. Okay, there it is. Let's have a quick look at what our site looks like now. And here we go. So you can see it looks a lot better already. We're obviously missing a bit of content, which we'll add in over the course of this video, but we've already got a good solid template to create our website around. So the first thing you'll notice that's missing is the slider here underneath the main banner. But we've got a new option here called slider that was installed with the theme, and you can see how it works is we can now add images and indeed text to our slider. So if we have a look at the example, we've got, for example, clean and simple. So I'm just going to copy this over, and similarly I'll copy over, this is Latin text that's generally used if you just want to have some demo text. And then we'll set the featured image as well. And I'm going to borrow this image using Save Image As. As always, if you're going to use images in a live site, then make sure that you have ownership of them. But if you're just testing things out, then borrowing will be fine. Okay, then we publish that post. And now if we refresh our cat years page, and now you can see that everything worked fine apart from the image. And there's a little tweak that we need to make that image work. And this will give you a bit of an insight into how WordPress themes work as well. So we're going to go to Appearance and then Editor. And we're going to find one of the files for the Appz theme. So select Appz there if it's not already selected, and then scroll down to Theme Functions, which is where the main functions for the theme are stored, and then scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you can see we've got this function generate thumbnail there, and the problem is it's using a program called Tim Thumb, which is now no longer supported. So all we need to do is change the $ and then post underscore thumbnail underscore and get rid of that. So it's just $src. And make sure you make that exact change, because if you get something wrong, then you might break your WordPress installation. Make that change, click Update File. This is all PHP, by the way, a server-based language, which is what WordPress is written in, and then we'll get our image just fine. Okay, so now let's go back and add another item for our slider. In fact, I'll add a few at once now. Save image as. Call that 2. So obviously I'm just using the demo images here. You'll probably want to use some images more related to your app. And then I'll upload all of those images at once. There we go. And I'll choose this one for this particular entry in the slider. And then I'm just copying everything over. And then hitting publish. Before I add another one, I'll just check that that's worked. There we go. Yep, looking great. And you can see we get that nice fading effect as well. So let's add another new one. Easy to use. I think I can probably type that. Paste that in. Select the featured image. And go. Publish, and then add a new one. That last one, styling options. Again, the content doesn't really matter here. This is where you would need to add content relevant to your particular app. Okay, there we go. So we've got our slider now, which is excellent. You can actually add more than 4 if you want, and then it will add little arrows on and allow the user to slide between many different options here. All right, so next, let's just see how we edit this content here. We're gonna go down to Appearance again and look at Theme Options. And this is where you can adjust, say, the app name. So cat years in my example. Learn how old your cat is, or something ridiculous like that. And then here on the download link, we can link directly to an app in iTunes. So we don't have an app to link to at the moment, but if we look for something like Google Maps, iTunes, there we go. So you'd find your iTunes URL and paste that in there, and then it would link to your particular app. And we'll change the copyright as well. And you can change the coloring and even the background image if you want as well. And you'll probably want to remove the mention of the app's theme. Although, always nice to leave that in there if you don't mind. So let's refresh that. And now you can see when we click the download button, it goes straight to iTunes. Okay, so all that remains is to add the content in the main section of the page. And again, I'm going to just copy the content that they've got here. And the easiest way to do that is to copy the HTML. So again, we're getting into a little bit of web development here, but if you control click on the page and view page source, and then use Command F to search, and I'm going to look for clean, there it is, clean minimalistic approach, and then copy everything from the beginning of article to the end of article. So everything between those two. And that's the HTML code that makes up that content. So now we'll go over to posts. And then we've got our hello world, which you can see as that's the content that's currently appearing for us. So let's get rid of that content and then click the text field there, which allows you to enter HTML directly. Paste that HTML in. And if you want, you can jump back over to Visual and you can see we've got the same look as there was over on the template page. So save that. It doesn't actually matter what the title is here because that doesn't appear anywhere on the page. And then scroll down, you can see we've got that really nice styled content there. Obviously you'd want to put images of your app right there, but I'll leave that up to you. So not bad. We've got ourselves a pretty good looking and completely free app marketing website, which you can edit as you wish without any knowledge of web development or code. That actually brings us to the end of the main content of this course. So congratulations for making it this far. There is a fair bit more beyond this section in the extras though. So as always, go take a bit of a break, have a cup of tea, and I'll see you at the beginning of the next section.